Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kyle Bykirch. Oh, folks, I don't want to alarm anybody, but this new cut price, bargain, barely enough players team is actually quite good. And today, this year's road to Wembley begins. I think we're going to win the FA Cup this year, the form we've been in. Hello and welcome to part 64 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the first, or it's not the first round, it's the second qualifying round of the FA Cup against Hanwell. And then we also play against Hampton and Richmond in the league, of course, in a triple threat match. Since you were last with me, though, the biggest headline news is we haven't lost a game. Look at us go. I mean, we have drawn a few, but you know what? We're second in the league. We are 6 points behind Maidstone, who've been absolutely relentless. But goodness me, is that a better performance than we ever dared dream? Even the media don't think we're going to finish rock bottom anymore. They still think we'll be relegated, but they don't think we'll be relegated in rock bottom. And we have made a number of signings since the last episode. So I think we got as far as Dan Yates. I think Dan Yates and Trevor Connor appeared in the last episode. So since then, we've brought in Mikey McLaren on a permanent deal until the end of the season. He's a 4-star current ability Scottish central midfielder who seems jolly good to me. We've got Lewis Phelan on loan for the season from Birmingham. Yes, he's a right winger. We've been using Tom Best up front a bit though, and this one's actually quite a good right winger. So we needed someone to compete with Best. We've got a new right back, Charlie Gwinney, who's on loan from Coventry only until February. Some of these loans we weren't able to get for longer without them asking for money. So we're just kind of gamble it because we've used up our six long-term loans for the season now. So unless we can extend them, some of these are just going to be here until January, February time and then leave us in the lurch. But hopefully we'll have enough points by then for it not to matter. And then lastly, Steve Marrow is back. He, of course, was on loan with us first half of last season and was pretty much ever present when he was here. Got 3 goals and 3 assists as well. Was a pretty useful player for us. He's back on loan until the end of the season from Walsall. He is injured at the moment, so you're not going to see him play just yet, though. So all of that means this is the team for today. Don't worry about the lack of Niall Ennis. It's the FA Cup against a team deep down in non-league. We're resting Ennis. Ennis has played every minute of every game so far, has been phenomenal. 9 goal contributions in 9 games, but he's 33 years old and he's shattered. So we're letting Ennis have a little bit of a rest. It does allow us to play Tom Best up front alongside Jordan Patel, who's going to be making his debut after him starting his Wembley career with an injury. And we get to have a look at some of the other new boys as well. So it's Jacob in goal, a back four of Machiavelli, Hughes, Bamba and Brown. Brown probably needs to go to his normal fullback role. Yates, Larson, Hamilton and Phelan in midfield, and then Patel and Best up front with some of the other new faces filling out the bench. I said in the last episode the dream was at some point this season to be able to leave an outfield player out of the matchday squad. Not only are we able to do it now, we're able to leave out our best player, Niall Ennis, and it's an 18-man squad because 18-man squad because it's the FA Cup. So we've got a squad and we are just about within wage budget. We're about £50 over. I'm not going to worry about £50. Hopefully the board aren't going to worry about £50 either. And Tom Best is in, and Tom Best has his 5th goal of the season already. Best is not only best, Best is back, and he's back as a centre forward. Finally, Tom Best. Let's just Best is back. Best is back, and Best is a striker. Niall Ennis definitely getting more out of him than Sam Camper was when we played them together last year. We still, of course, have the option to play him on the right-hand side of midfield as well. But with Phelan there, it does free Best up to play up front. And he is not letting us down. And there's a second for Tom Best. Oh, it's so lovely to have him back. I am absolutely delighted after a season where I genuinely thought he was done. Our best ever player, our club legend. He should be a club legend. I don't think he is yet, but goodness me, he should be. But our highest ever goal scorer, still only 24 years old. He could be here for another 5, 6, 7 years yet. And he's, after a season of not doing so great, he's reinvented himself as a striker, and look at him go. 2 for Best. And this should see us into the 3rd qualifying round, which is then only 2 wins away from the first round and potential money ties. And goodness me, could we do with a money tie? Patel chests it over to Yates. It's now back with Yates and Phelan. And Lewis Phelan has his first goal for the club as well. Remember, take this with a pinch of salt. We are playing against a team from lower down the pyramid. We were supposed to win comfortably today, and win comfortably we shall. But we have been playing very, very well in the league as well. That was just superb from Patel. That's it. That's the first time we've ever seen him do anything in a highlight, and it was great. Lovely stuff from him. Maybe he'll be the long-term successor to Ennis. Of course, Ennis is only going to be here for 1 year. We can't expect more than 1 year out of him. Hanwell have now lost their goalkeeper. Bless their cotton socks. This doesn't bode well for them. And I'd love to see Best get a hat-trick today. It would just be nice to properly have him back, and back being the best player on the pitch, which we have missed for quite some time. I think we probably have to put him on today's thumbnail. Someone get Will on the phone. Get Best on today's thumbnail. I don't know what I asked for originally. I want Tom Best. Let's see if he answers his phone. Then you'll be able to judge by who's on the thumbnail. I mean, he is a new gen. It's pretty hard to put him on the thumbnail. But, you know, it's what you pay creative thumbnail guys for. He has to figure out a way. Especially now I'm putting the pressure on him in the video to have found a way. This is just a generic second round of the FA Cup thing. Very disappointing. Lewis Phelan has his second of the game. It's 4-0 now. Oh, my word. Lovely. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a match in a video where we've played really, really well. And it's jolly nice that it's happening in the FA Cup as well because of the money that comes along with it, which is also very, very helpful. But Phelan and Best certainly having a nice day. The whole squad playing very, very well, and nobody's even broken a sweat at the moment. Everyone's still on full conditioning, so that's also jolly good. I mean, obviously we'll keep an eye on fitness levels as the match goes on. I think we're allowed to make 5 substitutions today. It wasn't so long ago we couldn't even make one because we didn't have any players. How times are changing here at Wembley. We've built a budget team and it's actually quite good. Sometimes I surprise myself with how good I am at Football Manager. Look, I am recording these episodes a few days in advance. However, I've been on YouTube long enough to be able to guess what the comment sections look like the last few days. So I'm allowed to give it back a little bit, and give it back a little bit I shall. We're playing very well today, and it's all thanks to me because I'm great. Oh, my word. Right, we should probably rest some tired legs, Patel in particular. Probably shouldn't be playing the full 90, so we're going to bring McLennan on. McLennan has been playing pretty well in his own right. He's got 3 goals and an assist. I mean, it's not earth-shattering, but maybe he needs to be the second striker alongside Best. We'll play him in there as a deep-lying forward. He can play as an attacking midfielder as well, so maybe that's the role he should be using. Machiavelli can come off for Connor, and we are going to use all our substitutions today, because why not? We can. Gwinney will come on and immediately go to being a wing back. So we go a little bit more attacking with our fullbacks. We're going to offer some praise as well because everybody's played jolly well today. Come on, Tom, get your hat trick, then you can come off to a standing ovation. Goodness me. This might be the first time he's ever played well at Dulwich Hamlet, by the way. He loved Vale Farm, and one day we'll never go back there, I don't think. I think when we go back to Wembley, it'll be in a new ground. It's very sad. They've turned... It was Connor who's on now, not Machiavelli, but Connor has been turned inside and out there, and that's a very good goal. And Jacob probably shouldn't be being beaten from that range, but they did twist and turn our fullback, and we don't want to get complacent here. Let's take off Larson. Mikey McLaren can come on, and he's quite capable of playing that role, actually. We'll leave him in that role. He usually plays as a Mazzala, but I don't see any reason why we can't just leave him doing that. And then for my final substitution, we'll take off Nigel Hughes, bring on Corbin Hosey, who can come and play a rare match at centre-back. He's played at right-back pretty much exclusively for us so far, but with Gwinney now arriving, us actually having some depth in all positions now, get him in there playing in what is supposedly his preferred role. But that has been a very comfortable win. Nice to see the fans turn up for the FA Cup as well. If we could get that many fans through the door in the league, we wouldn't have anywhere nearly as many financial problems as we have. But hopefully we put on enough of a show to encourage a few of them to come back. We make a little bit of money off the back of it as well. Tom Best has been great. Good work, Tom Best. And now we play Hampton and Richmond in that triple threat match. We've still got players turning down transfers to us, by the way. It's not all good. We've just had the draw for the third qualifying round, and you know what? I think we're going to follow along with the FA Cup run in the hope that we have one, because Eastbourne are below us in the league. That's winnable. So rather than the triple threat match, we're going to do the next FA Cup game against Eastbourne. So I'll quickly play these 3 off camera, and we'll be back for that one, hopefully, to get a cup run going. So we are still undefeated, just. We won 4-0, but then 2-2 draws. And as you can see, McLennan and Best very much fighting for that starting spot alongside Ennis. And they're both good and they're both scoring goals. It shows how good Ennis is. I can't really risk dropping him because then everyone else is going to drop down a level. We are still second in the league, 7 points behind Maidstone, who've got a game in hand and are being absolutely superbly good. And this FA Cup game is a tough one because we're away against Eastbourne, who are only 2 points behind us in the league. It's going to be tough. So it's Jacob in goal, a back four of Connor, Hughes, Bamba and Gwynny. Yates, McLaren, Scowen and Phelan in midfield with Ennis and Best up front. Look at the form that both McLennan and Best are in. The question now is, how do I play all 3 of my strikers? Do we put Best back in midfield? But then the problem is, if we put Best back into the midfield, we then don't play Phelan. And if we don't play Phelan, he'll get recalled. And that's the problem we've got with a lot of these loans. If we don't use them as per the terms of their loan agreement, they're just going to get recalled. And then we're back in the pickle we were in last season, where we lose 6 players in January because they've all been recalled and we don't have the money to replace any of them. And all of a sudden, this team that's doing very, very well at the moment starts to struggle a little bit. And that is not the ideal start to the game. That's not the guy we had on loan last season, is it? We had a Davidson. I need to check it's not the same guy. Dave. Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. So there's more than one Scottish person called Davidson. That doesn't seem like that adds up at all. Right, it's a corner of our own. It's going to be Connor to hit the in-swinger on his left foot. Cross comes in, and we've got plenty of players lurking around in there, one of which is Tom Best. And there he is again, 8th goal of the season already for Best. And that is a superb goal on his weak foot as well. He had absolutely no right to score that. He shouldn't have hit it. I mean, last year he wasn't hit. Oh, it's actually on his right foot. I thought it was on his left, but they've left him in a huge amount of space. Last season, he doesn't hit that. He's back confident and happy and back in the goals and back as a key player for us as well. It's 1-1 and all to play for as we try and get our FA Cup run going. It's Phelan now with the free kick and it's hit the crossbar. Oh, goodness me. See, if we have Best and Phelan both playing really, really well, it really does make it hard. Where do we put McLennan? I mean, we played McLennan with Best towards the end of the last game, but that takes Ennis out. But then I guess we're supposed to manage Ennis's game time anyway. So do we do that a bit? But then Ennis is the 3rd highest average rating player in the entire league. So I guess it's a nice problem to have. Football cliche. Gwynny plays it forward to Phelan, who does very well to keep hold of the ball and find McLaren in a nice little pocket of space. Unfortunately, his pass to Ennis was very wayward and we end up giving the ball away. And it's back with Eastbourne, who are knocking the ball around our midfield quite comfortably. And we need someone to get a foot in here. Ball over the top. We can deal with those, even though we've got short defenders again. We have spells. Sometimes we have a tall defence. Sometimes we have a short defence. We never have a nice mix. Best has come deep here, though, and played a beautiful pass out to Phelan. Ennis is in the middle. And that's a goal for Niall Ennis. A 6th for the season for him. And, I mean, I've just seen McLennan score 4 goals in 2 games from starting alongside Ennis. And then I've brought Best in for 2 games. And we've scored a goal like that. I think we just arbitrarily swap them about and try and keep them all happy. It's not obvious what our best attack is, but we've got 4 players there to squeeze into 3 positions and they're all really good. Oh, I'm enjoying myself again. I feel like this week there's been 1 or 2 episodes where I might have had a grumpy face, but I have a smiley face again now because we are a good team playing well. I mean, not only does this bode well for a potential FA Cup run and solving some of the financial problems, but this is a team who are in this promotion race with us and we're away from home at their ground beating them. So it shows that we're actually properly competitive, which is also excellent. If we could have a run to the second round of the FA Cup, make £400,000 and get promoted, That'll do. I'll take that. I'll just put that out there to the football manager gods. That would do. That would be an acceptable season. Forget the previous goal of just being able to leave an outfield player out of the squad. We were small time then. We're big time Wembley now. We want money and glory. That's all we care about. It's 2-1 as we hit half time, and we need to be keeping an eye on fitness levels of these boys. I kind of want to get Marrow involved as well, because Marrow, of course, here on loan, came in injured, hasn't played since his return to the club, and we don't want to risk having him recalled. I don't know if Larson can be recalled. I'm less worried about him. He can be recalled. Shouldn't do, really. That loan was part of the transfer. That was agreed as part of the transfer, so really they shouldn't be allowed to recall him. But it seems maybe they can. But let's face it, if he's not getting in the team, it doesn't really matter anyway. We've not used Larson very much at all. Best, still not completely comfortable playing as a centre-forward. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. Just heads the ball straight to the Eastbourne player. And now we've got ourselves in a situation where we need to do a little bit of defending. It's the ball over the top. And hopefully Jacob can deal with this. If it comes to him, hopefully well, that feels like if we had a 6'5" goalkeeper, that wouldn't have been any part of the conversation there. But I think this is just little defenders and a little goalkeeper, and we are going to get caught out with this kind of thing from time to time. It's a big, deep cross. None of the defenders can get to it. The keeper can't get to it. Everyone's just a bit taller than my boys there. Remember, we have got McLennan sat on the bench, though, who's in good goal-scoring form. So we do have options. For the first time in like 5 episodes, we've got options off the bench who could come on and turn this game. So that's nice. Connor trying to play it across, looking for Ennis, doesn't find him, but it's with McLaren now on the edge of the area, and Gwinney goes past his man. This is lovely work from him. He shoots and he scores. It's the second time he's scored that goal since he's been here. It's quite nice having proper overlapping wing-backs again. Oh, this really is a lovely team. And the mad thing is, they're costing us about £1,000 a week less than the team from last year. So I think I'll hold my hands up and admit that occasionally, even people as great at Football Manager as I am, can have a bad summer. And I think last season, I will hold my hands up and say it was a bad summer. And this year, we've had a good summer and put together a much better team. Right, Yates is going to come off. We'll put Scowen out onto the wing. And yeah, we will bring Marrow on. I said I wanted to get Marrow into the match. So let's get Marrow into the match. We'll make him an inverted winger like we usually do. Connor can come off for Machiavelli. And then I think I'm going to take off Best. You know what? I'm going to take off Ennis for McLennan. And we're going to try and force these two working together. McLennan playing behind Best. I think it can work. And these two are both 24, 25 years old. So long term, if we can build a partnership here, it doesn't matter if Ennis runs out of steam as the season goes on, which is always the worry with older players, that they start the season really well and then just run out of steam. So we do need a plan B for if Ennis gets tired, injured, loses form. That's lovely work from McLennan. Skips past his man, and unfortunately it's a very tame shot straight at the Eastbourne goalkeeper. With 15 minutes to go, it's still 3-2. We can taste the fourth qualifying round. It's so close. Right, we're going to take off McLaren and bring on Hamilton, who can slot in there as a playmaker. We've done that plenty of times before. And Hughes can come off for Larson. And it's very nice being able to make 5 substitutions in a football match and just keep everybody fresh. It does. It makes a big difference when it comes to player fitness. It's very nice. 5 minutes to go. Don't mess up from here, boys. Scowen's nicked the ball off of the Eastbourne player, plays it back to Phelan. And that should be that. I think we're into the fourth qualifying round. It's a horrific mistake from Eastbourne. They've just thrown it straight to Scowen. I'm not even sure what they're trying to do here. It's such a poor throw. And Scowen does really well to pick out a man who just has an open goal to aim at. And that's another goal for Phelan, who continues to demonstrate why he's the man who should be starting on the right-hand side of midfield, which is why Best is playing up front in the first place. I mean, he did score a great goal today, so we're not going to complain too much about it. What has just happened there? Okay, we stopped playing because we knew it was offside. I won't panic too much about that. That was terrible defending. Right, Machiavelli with the corner. Can we really flatter ourselves now? It's fallen to Hamilton on the edge of the area, who doesn't need to rush this back in. Plays a beautiful cross. Best is there, and Tom Best has another one. It's offside. Oh, that was a proper striker's goal as well. Tom Best's turning into a striker. Never mind that it was offside. This was great work. I mean, he's miles offside. His positioning does need some work as a striker, but it was a good header. Goodness me. Right, 4-2. Come on, we'll have the final whistle now, please, referee. And then we'll have the draw for the fourth qualifying round. And hopefully it's going to be a winnable one and we can get ourselves into the first round proper for only the second time in the entire save. And this is the closest we've been since. Right, we play Herne Bay next in the league. But I think before then, we should have the FA Cup draw. Please and thank you. So here is the fourth qualifying round draw. We just want a home game against someone we're better than. We don't need anything fancy here. We're not looking to make money yet. There's no one to make money off of yet. Just a home tie against someone from deep down in the pyramid is all we want. Please, please. And well, you know what? We'll throw in a thank you as well. We'll assume it's going to happen. That got swapped round. That was interesting. I'm sure Albion... See, that's not ideal. Weymouth, I guess they are lower down the pyramid, but they're having a good season. That's a tough game. When do we play that? Answer, tomorrow's... Well, it won't be tomorrow's episode. Monday's episode. We've got to keep the FA Cup run going. And hopefully, tomorrow we can show you a fourth qualifying round and a first round proper and start to solve this problem. At least, you know, I'm a good boy. That's not ideal, though. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.